Good day, Star Trekkers. Welcome to July 2021 ARCFALL Day. This is the next generation TNG Arc 3, and we have some cool things headed your way, including some fundamental shifts in a couple of Scopely policies that I actually find to be relatively exciting and acceptable in terms of monetization and player choice. So I'm happy to share some of this stuff with you, and stick around. We're going to be doing a short version of a deep dive on a new feature with a bit of math coming for you too. So let's get started and not waste any more time. Please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, bang that bell, and share with your teams. We are trying to do a huge subscriber push right now, so please be sure and just get a bunch of people to subscribe. That'd be good. How many of your team are not subscribed to Talking Trek? I mean, seriously, look at this kitty cat. Look how cute the kitty cat is. It's so pretty. Look at it with its eye twitch. Seriously, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget your comments at the bottom too, and we'll answer your questions as we can. First up, officers. Nope, just one. Officer, singular. Just one this month, Commander William T. Riker. This is the only officer coming this month. He is an epic, but he does have a beard. And his artwork is actually really, really great. I hate that Picard's artwork was what it was, but Riker's actually looks really, really good. Great beard lines, too. Let's check out this officer ability. I knew it! I called this more anti-faction Armada officers. What's very strange is that Riker was tapped for the do more damage to the Federation abilities. Not only in his officer ability, but his captain's maneuver as well. Officer ability increasing weapons damage against Federation hostiles and armadas by 100%. At tier 1, captain's maneuver increasing weapon damage against all armadas at 100% per round cumulative. This is actually a really, really cool one. A very nice Armada ability because most Armadas do actually go for quite some time. So if you're hitting a Fed target and you have his Captain's Maneuver and Officer ability stacking together, and the Captain's Maneuver is accumulating per round, it's actually not too shabby. Taking a look at his LCARS card, shout out, you can see his synergy bonuses get up to 50% if you use full double bar, double-sided synergy, and his tier 5 ability ramping up to 300% at max. Just as a point of reference, observe his unlocked shard count at only 100. That's right, 100. And another 100 for tier 2. Not as high as Picard. Yep, but this is it for new officers. But we will see some improved sourcing methods this arc related to the TNG officers. For example, today even, on ARCFALL Day, you can expect a gift chest just to get you started. A few new away teams assignments in their own special bonus slots with TNG officers available. That's coming. And a modified auction mechanic for Riker. Not only have we been assured that the Riker auctions this month will be set up exactly like the second run of Picard last month, with the expanded brackets, additional brackets, and expanded depth within the leaderboards, but for the first time ever, Scopely is launching an SMS, a solo milestone, alongside the auction, using the exact same scoring metric. So spending G3 and G4 materials and directives. But this way, by spending some mats, you're at least going to get something instead of potentially nothing, like an auction has the potential to. So this is another improvement in the current officer sourcing mechanic. Plus, we're going to see a few opportunities this month at additional Picard shards, which I know many of you will be happy about. That said, we will see some events this month that are very generous with Riker shards, including some specially themed events, kind of mini event store like we had last month during Picard Week, and even a couple of trivia events with some decent rewards in there. In design, it sounds great in shard sourcing for Riker this month. We shall see how many players actually get him unlocked. Now, moving on to another huge addition in the game is a brand new ship, a new surveyor called the Meridian. This ship is an isogen miner and is available to be built at Ops 25 and up. And yes, it will be sourced for free this month in the free track of the Battle Pass. You won't get it till the end of the arc, though. So if you want it sooner than that, you will be able to buy packs to acquire the BPs if you want it sooner. Why would you do that? Well, there could be some events this month that would benefit players who have actually acquired the Meridian because of its isogen mining speeds. More on that here in just a second. The front actually looks really, really cool. It has saw blades, What are you mining in space that needs a circular saw? Anywho, the ship actually looks really cool. I'm kind of pumped about using it. Anything to save me some time in territory capture mining isogen will be appreciated. Of course, as you know, mining isogen has many factors, including research in the territory capture tree, as well as your officer levels and which ones you even have available. I'll show you some stats on the ship in a second, but also want to share with you this skin that they're releasing this month that will also be made available for the new Meridian. It doesn't have a cool name. They're just calling it the Meridian Refit, but that actually even looks even cooler. But what does the buff do? What buff does this skin carry? It's going to unlock an additional ISO emulsion batch option. So you can actually do a batch of 4 now instead of 3 as your max with this new buff. And as much as some of us need ISO emulsion, right, Snake Eyes? Then an extra batch will be great. But how much will that refine cost, and how fast can the Meridian mine? Well, we don't know about the batch cost. It's already hard to get the stuff you need each day, so a ship that goes faster may be great. This ship does have a great set of bonuses for isogen, so let's take a look at a couple of things. First, you may remember we published a chart with the mining formulas for all the ships here a couple of years ago. Take a look at this one from any of the faction miners, like the Antares and the Valkyries and the Cavort. Well, the good news is the Meridian is following the exact same formula. Same thing right here. So what we're going to do here for a minute is we're going to get just a little bit nerdy and math a couple of things out. First, you need to know that you can build the ship, again, at Ops 25, but you can't max it. You're going to be locked to Tier 3 until you hit Ops 34. You can do all the Tier 4 components except for the warp drive, and then after Ops 34, you can take the ship all the way to Tier 5 with all the Tier 6 components except for warp drive until you hit Ops 39. After Ops 39, there are no more locks, so you could instant max the ship if you've got all the goodies available. Those goodies are going to include some ISO emulsion and G3 uncommon and things like that. Now, let's do some math based on a level 35 player. That means you can take the ship to Tier 5 and all the Tier 6 components except warp. So first, let's take a look at some of these costs, okay? The ship is actually remarkably cheap, to be honest with you. Very, very inexpensive to upgrade and way, way, way cheap to repair. Note that it will take approximately 215,000 ISO emulsion. So you do have to stop doing research a little bit to save for upgrading for the ISO miner, but maybe that 4th batch is going to help out here, getting us some extra ISO emulsion. Other than that, you got some trade, and again, these are base values, so these numbers are going to be reduced some. The Meridian is non-faction, so faction pures are not going to help, but the materials will come down to due to some research. But at base, it looks like the biggest demand is 3-star uncommon ore, which is strange for a survey ship, but it's better than taking crystal. Although ore was tough in May because of the shuttle bay building. So for those of you auger owners, and after you built the shuttle bay, now you've got a new survey taking ore as well. So all things considered, though, pretty cheap for a surveyor to take it directly to Tier 5 and still have some Tier 6 upgrades to do. What can it do at a Tier 6 mining laser and a Tier 6 cargo bay? Well, let's take a look at this LCARS card, shout out, for the level 25 ship ability bonus, which is 2,875% boost to the mining speed, assuming approximately 35% isogen mining buffs from your territory capture tree, your research tree, which some of you are going to have higher and some of you are going to have lower. And for a moment, I'm going to keep all mining speed officers off the ship, just for a second. Then I'm going to be mining in territory space because, of course, the territory capture zones mine faster than the T1 zones outside of TC space. But if I'm mining Tier 1 ISO in territory capture, I'll be mining at approximately 180,000 an hour at level 25 of the Meridian. That's pretty awesome, right? 180,000, that's Tier 1 isogen, folks. Tier 2 is going to be doubled at about 360,000 an hour, which is amazing. And Tier 3 is blazing fast at 540,000 per hour. Now, a lot of you are going to get higher than this too, of course. Now, I could boost this another 8,000 per hour by using the Tribble and Mackinnon and Arium in some form of combination. But here's the problem. Take a look at these cargo stats. Remember, we're assuming Ops 35, so let's take a look at the Tier 5 cargo with the upgrade. $292,000 at base for cargo space, which is okay. That's nice. With no officers, just your research, this should land you probably somewhere around 15 to 25% boost with some research from the various trees and make your cargo bay hold approximately $360,000. That isn't really that bad, but here's our trouble. Take a look at that protected. Tier 5 with the upgrade is only $3,800 at base. Now, we do have some researches, including a prime, to help with that if you've got some of those researches, but I still expect my protected cargo at Ops 35 to only be around 8,600. Yeah, 8,600 is what I said. Where's my North Star peeps at? Where's my North Star peeps at? Yeah, so remember earlier I said I don't think I'd use officer slots to get another 8,000 an hour. Yeah, I'm going to dump that. I'm going to use protected officers here. 1 of 10 in the captain's chair. I did look at Joaquin. 1 of 10 is just a little bit better because of his because of where I'm at with their upgrades. 1 of 10 in the captain's chair. DuPont and T'Pring on the sides, more protected. I'll have to get my cargo. That'll get my protected cargo to about 25,000 there. But, whew, man, that is still awful. Introducing the Meridian, everybody. Scopely's newest active mining ship. Yeah, folks, this is Devore Mining. This is Botany Bay Mining, and now we have Meridian Mining. This is an active mining ship. If you're using, if you're mining, get this, if you're mining Tier 3 Isogen at 540,000 an hour, even with all of the protected officers, you're going to fill your protected cargo in about 2 minutes, maybe a little over, about 2 minutes and 15 seconds-ish. Woohoo! Yay for active mining. Now listen, I'm super fine with the speeds. Okay, those are great. The speeds are good. But Scopely, you want maybe take a look at the base protected cargo figures. You know, like maybe throw a multiplier like 6 or 7 in there. Thank you. Guys, this ship is going to mine crazy fast, but you better keep eyes on it. Yep, this means you're going to be mining 25,000 isogen every 2 minutes, which is fantastic, but warping and recalling until your fingers are numb. However, there are a few other benefits that I found. How about this? The repair costs are next to nothing. You're going to repair this thing for less than 100,000 tritanium, and it's probably going to be way, way less than that. 2, how about the warp range? It's very interesting here. Take a look at this impulse and warp chart. When you max this ship out, which again isn't crazy expensive for a G3, G4 hybrid, you're looking at a warp range of 95. All right, when you max this thing out, which is the same as the faction miners, meaning you can now mine isogen from dark space without reloading the ship. And it's way, way cheaper than upgrading a faction miner to level 45 too. Note the impulse is terrible. It's slower than an auger, meaning if you have cargo, you better bolt because you're definitely going to get ganked, all right? Now, building the Meridian is going to open a new currency for a few new researches that will actually be in your territory tree. 4 new researches, that is, and they are ISO-infused deflector shields, which is just reduced PvP damage taken in PvP when you're attacked. The other is defense cannons. It's going to increase PvP damage when you're attacked. Then you have close encounters, which is an increase in damage when you're fighting on isogen nodes, whether you're attacked or not. So you got a couple of researches based on PvP. Finally, the one that I like the most, actually, which is cargo hold and more cargo expansion research. Yeah, this is good. Each of these 4 new researches are going to require the new currency called ISO resin. The resin will be sourced in the Meridian refinery that you will get when you build this ship. And what happens in this ISO resin refinery? You will be able to refine territory particles for research. This was from our hint last week when we talked about alliances not being on the board. While you cannot mine Tier 2 and Tier 3 isogen outside of territory capture yet, you can still use the Meridian to mine isogen from the Tier 1 nodes outside of TC. And then you can take that Tier 1 ISO, bring it in, and get particles by refining. By the way, warning issued, everybody. Listen if you want. If you don't, that's cool too. But there will be an event for building and tiering the Meridian. So do not do it early, please. Just in case you didn't get the idea that this arc was built very heavily around mining, I'll also let you know that there will be mining events that will give you a serious advantage if you have the Meridian. Just don't build it early. Speaking of mining, there's a few other skins coming out this month too. Here is the USS Hydra skin, a G4 Federation miner skin. But guess what its buff is, everybody? It is locked to the particular ship. So if you do the Hydra buff, it's only good on the Hydra and not good for any other ship. But it's an ore buff. Huh? Yes, the Hydra will get an ore buff. Basically making your deep space expeditions a little easier to handle by allowing a mining speed increase, even if it's not that ship's most efficient material to be mining. If you're not mining your ship's preferred material, that is. Keep in mind, you don't have to wear the skin for it to work, but it will only apply the buff to the ship that you bought it for. There's also one for the Vortivore and the Bakor. You can check them out in these videos here. While they're running, I'm going to keep talking. Now, do keep in mind I said the ship skins you bought. Yes, because all 4 skins this month are actually available for in-app purchase. No auctions, no leaderboards, just buy them if you want them and don't if you don't. The G4 mining skins are a 200% buff to their secondary mining material to make them easier to warp between systems and help them make it a little bit more worth it to use rather than warping home to change ships. I'm actually not opposed to this because at least players have the choice to pay for it or not and know exactly what you're getting for what price. All right, and just because they're going with a simple price tag model, you're also going to see Mackinnon and Arium in the cash store. And hey, heads up, DuPont will be visiting us again this month. He'll be in the Ultra Recruit box for you to pick up some extra shards there. What else does this arc bring us? We've got a few other little updates. How about this one? Reduced Armada spawn timers, even more. Yes, they were drastically reduced again. So that's awesome. I mean, we're talking like big time reduction. All right, we'll get you some details coming up here very, very soon. Plus, we have uncommon ticketed events coming again this month, and much like previous months, we've got 6 total days of uncommon ticketed events in their normal form for a total of 18 events, with 60 tickets being provided for free, just like usual. We will also see Hunt the Factions run for 6 total days this month. These will be ticketed as well, and you'll get 60 tickets over the spawn of these days as well. But of course, like always, you can buy extra tickets to do more and get paid more. We are going to see a Riker store similar to Picard's store last month, so I'm kind of excited for that. But truthfully, this is an arc about mining. Oh, yeah. Shout out Rip. Ripper loves mining. And we're going to see some events around that as well and earn some of that currency. So I'm good with that, the Riker currency for his little mini event store that's coming up. So, hey, what do you think, community? Is the monetization a little heavy? There certainly seems to be plenty for just sale this month. But as I said earlier, I don't think I mind that very much because at least players have the choice what to spend on and have the option not to spend. We should be careful not to knock this as too monetized because at least players do have the option of picking up the skins that they want, if any. Please leave your comments below so we can answer your questions. But this seems like a pretty straightforward arc. Let's get to mining, people. Crack that whip. Let's go. Please share with your team while you're at it, okay? Do that. Share this video with your team. Get them to subscribe to the channel. Like I said earlier, I'm on a campaign. I tell you what, I'll do a huge giveaway at 5,000 subs. Once we hit 5,000 subs, I'm going to do a big old giveaway. So please help us get there today by having everyone you know subscribe to our channel. Click that bell, mash that thumbs up. My name's UltimatDjz from Talking Trek. Thank you for watching. Meow. Happy ARCFALL Day, everybody. Bye.